Very well, thank you. Wie geht's, meine Schatzi? Wie geht's? You like that German, huh? Thank you. Danke.
Waving, we got to put that in room 101, innit? Fucking waving. Everyone waving now.
I can hear you whinging about me.
I know you
from
can hear
in
me,
there.
Jim. I know you can hear me. You think I'm
God.
stupid. And do you know what? It sped you up a little bit, didn't it?
No.
You look gorgeous, Jill.
Thank you.
You look amazing.
Thanks.
Imagine.
Are we going to win the Euros?
I thought you'd had your England kit on.
I know, you know
I know you
what?
blasted it.
I've got that Beckham top to give you back, actually.
I might wear it Sunday.
Yeah.
It's not imagination who sings Imagination.
The big question.
Who sings that song?
Who sings Imagine? Is it Bowie?
Imagine.
It's not Bowie, is it?
Can we find out?
Heroes is Bowie.
Can we get people doing that song?
Imagination. I
Just
remember that
for
bit, innit?
one day.
Are you going to wear it for the telly?
Who sings it?
I don't think they'll let me, will they?
Yeah.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, I think they would.
Oh, who sings
Who
that?
sings it, man?
The big question.
Imagination.
Belusum.
I would have never
Do you
done
think
that.
they'd let Gary wear his
Never heard of
England
him.
top for the punditry?
Cut that bit out.
On Sunday?
Yeah. His Beckham one. That would be so cool.
The big question is, will Jill Scott be in Berlin on Sunday?
Jill.
Jill,
Yes, I'll be there.
You gonna be a Jilly?
Jill Scott, is she in Berlin on Sunday? Because I can tell you now, there's no flights left, Jill. All flights are taken.
Don't worry.
No, there's not.
Jill
there's
goes
a-
private everywhere. You think she doesn't go commercial?
No, I
Jill Scott on a flight with
Jill
normal
Scott
people.
can't go,
Aye.
man.
Forget
Jill
it.
Scott
You
is
chat
big.
so much rubbish.
Jill Scott's
There
big.
is flights, isn't there?
I
From
think they'll all be.
Manchester.
I suspect they're taken. No, they're all taken. I think.
Yeah, but you drop your name in. Boom.
I don't
Jill
think I
Scott,
can
you're a
just
winner.
get an extra seat
Jill
on a
Scott.
plane.
Are you going to ditch Wimbledon and stay over and come?
I want to do
to-
both, imagine.
I know, but I think
Final on Saturday, Wimbledon. Sunday, watch England win the... Do you think we can win the Euros?
You can't have your cake and eat it.
Just can't.
Just drop Wimbledon. Wimbledon's there next year.
People at
England might get to another
people at
final
Wimbledon
for
are
30,
stopping.
40 years.
They've stopped watching Wimbledon to watch the football.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? Where you want to
Easy.
be? Where do you want to be?
Make a decision, girl.
I know. I can't miss the final. I actually think we're going to win it.
True horse race.
Something's happening.
there's something. Yeah, that's it. Something's happening. When you look at the last-minute goal against the back, 80 seconds.
You're
and-
getting referees. You were helping. Jesus. Tell you what. They must be looking at Gareth. Just can you get me on?
People who are looking and waiting and coming on and doing it. This is what Gareth has got them all believing.
Would you want to be England manager?
No.
Smiling ones that are allowed in the dressing room, was it? Someone was smiling. Going, you concentrate.
So I'd like to be walking across the change room and I'd do a quick.
Was it a penalty?
Should we start with that?
Yeah, let's start with it. Yeah.
You two made us laugh yesterday.
Do you know where I came from on that? A similar place to where I was a couple of weeks ago with Denmark, with that player that basically, when you're in the handball and he just blocking the cross and it hit his arm there from like a yard
His
away.
arm was here like that.
If as a defender, you can't go when the ball's loose and it's broke between two players, if you can't go and try and block a shot to commit for the ball, not like the Scottish player did a couple of weeks ago where he goes in and does like a two-footed lunge. No. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a genuine attempt where the ball is to try and block a shot. You're told as a kid, put your body on the line, get in front of a ball. You've got to block that shot. Don't turn your back. All these things that we've told, and it just goes against the whole spirit of everything I've ever been told.
Yeah.
Now, to be fair, we've had some bad decisions as England, and we take our medicine when we get a bad decision, and we whinge. Last night we got on the right side of one, so I'm delighted. But just from if I went out of the tournament, if we'd gone out of the tournament because Kyle had done that or John Stones had done that, I'd be
But
raging.
was it a clear and obvious mistake from the referee? It wasn't, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Is that what they're supposed to check on? A clear and obvious mistake?
Gary, I just said
It shouldn't have gone to VAR, should it?
But the thing is, that's what Christina said. But like the thing is, Gal, is that at some stage we have to, as much as we can look at that and feel, just like the handball, just like that one yesterday's genuine. That's the way the game's gone in respect of what they're giving. Gary, it's the way the game has moved. This is why it's pointless talking about it now. It really is.
So the way the game's
I'm not saying that I would be happy with that happening to England. Of course I wouldn't. But you have to accept the fact that that's what happens now. It's pathetic, but that's what happens.
The way to judge a penalty is always to put the decision on the other side and put it on your side and say, would you actually give it as a penalty? Would you want it against you as a
No.
penalty? And the answer is absolutely
No.
not.
Yeah.
And I just look at that and I think,
The only argument to that, Brady mentioned last night, if that happens anywhere else on
Thank
the
you,
pitch,
Roy.
it probably is a foul.
absolutely.
But it's
I've
such a big decision to give a
But
penalty.
when it's in the penalty box, you're literally like given a goal, aren't you? So I think it's got to be a harsher decision because you're
Yeah.
basically given a goal,
Yeah.
aren't you? So it's like, yeah, I get if it's in another part of the pitch, it would be, but
Once
there's got to be that little.
Once they go to
extra
check
bit.
that girl, you know, because they
Once he checks it,
once
he's
check,
dead.
because
yeah.
then you think to yourself, it's part. We can be as disgusted as whatever we want in that respect of that being a penalty or not, but that's what they're checking
But
for
there are-
now.
there are-
It's the way the game is.
There are different rules in the box. So when people say, and we sometimes in commentary say anywhere else on the pitch that'll be a foul,
Yeah.
but there are different rules apply in the box. So for instance, when I'm a defender at the back post and the ball's above my head, and I know I can't win it, and there's an attacker there going to head it, I go and jump into
Yeah,
him without any
ease him
intention
out,
of playing the
ease him
ball
out.
to ease him out. You get away with that in the box. You sometimes don't get away with it in the middle of the pitch because it's just seen as something you're allowed to do. There are different holding on corners and on free kicks. You're allowed to block, hold to a different level than you are in the rest of the pitch. There is a higher bar for a penalty, and that exists. It's a license to be able to block a shot, make sure you make it difficult for someone to score a goal. That is just your intent.
There's certain instances in the box where you think to yourself, well, that should be given. Grabbing people round and don't give it.
I'm talking about the line, but that line of, it's where the game's gone. We do have to push back against certain things vociferously because if
Sorry?
What is that word?
What does that mean?
That's the only word I could think of. Right, we have
What's
to
vociferously
push back
Gal?
with all our power as defenders on the handball from Denmark. I'm not talking about the hand being up here, by the way. I'm talking about the hand being down here. That's
I
me.
need to know what vociferously means.
What is that on your
because
arm?
I have to stop you, Gal. Gal, what you done?
What is that?
That was a battle scar, ITV versus BBC.
Oh my God.
You fell over.
Yeah.
Oh
Jesus,
my
I
God.
told you. Vociferously.
Have you
It's a
been
beautiful
working
word.
out?
Gal, you know what?
He's flexing.
He's like-
Loudly and repeatedly.
Loudly and repeatedly,
Beautiful,
yeah. So
beautiful.
we have to shout from the rooftop as defenders, right? And you would do the same as attackers, right? Do you know these when it's just a toe offside? Sometimes attackers say it's
Yes,
ridiculous,
yes.
right? I don't shout as loud on those because I'm not an attacker. But on defensive ones where you think, hang on a minute, if defenders can't go to block a shot and have some balance, if they can't go and commit to block a shot for a goal, we can't let the game
Well,
go
they have
that
to change
far.
that rule then, Gal.
We can't
because
let the game go
They're
that
saying
far.
it was reckless. That's
Oh,
what they're
no.
saying.
That
it
is
was
so not reckless,
Yeah, but then
though.
they have to do something about changing that
Anyway.
because that's probably the only reason why they've given that because he's come in at the death. People are saying, well, he should have been closer to him. I get what you're saying, Gal. But in the end, his studs were up and that's what they've given it for. They said it was reckless.
Yeah.
Doesn't look
No, but
reckless.
Harry's
to me.
studs
He's already struck the ball. and
Harry's
everything.
studs were up.
Harry's studs weren't up.
No, Harry's boots up as well.
Yeah, but his boots up, but his studs are behind there because he's hitting the ball there, Gal.
I'm so
You know,
glad
he's
it
come
was
in like
given
this.
anyway.
Oh, what I'm saying to you, we take it and we think, oh, brilliant, amazing. But I tell you what, if I was the Dutch, I'd be
Yeah, you'd be
absolutely livid.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd have to be
I'd
delivered
be
with that.
devastated. And look, we should just say that. If I was England out this morning, based on that decision, we'd be absolutely jumping up and down on this table, fuming. Or we would be. You might not be. You might say it got the way it goes.
You have
but
to take it now.
last night, the referee on the pitch didn't give that as a penalty. And your point is the most pertinent one. That the VAR then has to see that as a
Yeah.
clear and obvious
Yeah.
error.
And it's not.
Oh no!
But they're not allowed to check or something? Why didn't they check? They surely should have seen that.
No, the VAR did. No, the VAR
Yeah, but it's not a
overturned.
proper error. It's not a clear and obvious error from the referees at the penalty decision.
No, it's not.
That's it.
No, it's not.
Anyway, so we started on the penalty. We weren't going to start there, but we have started
No.
there. Let's go back to being happy again. And I mean, England. Let's go through the game last night.
Yeah.
We were better. I thought
Yeah.
we were
Yeah,
better.
first half.
First
yeah,
half, we
really
were
good.
brilliant.
Yeah.
We were so good first half. Phil Foden, them two chances that he had. Imagine if that one when he cut in had gone top corner. I think we'd have been talking about it for years to come. But yeah, I'm so excited for the final based on that
We moved
first
it.
half
We moved
performance.
it. I thought we moved it quicker. I thought the only thing what kind of like slowed us down a bit is that over the left side, unfortunately, with Kieran. When we got in, then we had to come back, and then they got themselves back in, and then it kind of slowed us down a bit. But seeing Phil Foden coming in and getting on the ball, coming deep, turning and making things happen is what we need. I still feel I'd like to see Harry in a position where when he turns around, he sees something, because we saw it a couple of times last night, Jill. When he turns around and he's like, I need that one there, and he didn't have that. we need something done in that respect. So it keeps us up there.
He
a
wouldn't have
bit
made
more.
that run Watkins made,
He
did
wouldn't
he?
have. No. And I said that as well, Roy. I said I don't think we scored that goal because I don't think no one made that run for the whole. No, we haven't had that run from a centre forward in this
The only
tournament
strange
until
thing
last
with England,
night.
they don't want in the first half. And I've seen it with other teams and other managers, and obviously Holland changed it a few times in the second half. But when they changed it and they got extra bodies in midfield, as you'd expect them to do, then it was like as if players then don't know what to do. As if that's the game. You know,
that's it.
like the lads at
Figure it out.
City and Real Madrid, they're used to dealing with that every week. So
Yeah.
I'm just still amazed that teams then struggle to try and even break that down. We've had it when you play for United or Arsenal, or you're playing for teams, you're expected to win. Teams will sit in.
Yeah.
But
It's
there
them
was an
people-
element of England going, all right, they've got
we
but
can't
as
go
if they
through there.
don't know what to do with it.
I think
and the game became stretched for the last few minutes that led to the goal.
Yeah, that was where I think we did need the quicker striker on and Palmer to get a bit more width because obviously they made that substitution and they blocked the midfield
they
completely.
did.
They just literally packed
Yeah,
the
but
midfield.
should that be the end of your plan then?
No, but I think then that's when we have to change. That's when we have
to change and go wider. That's when we have to change and make something so as we can get out wider. We can bring them out so as then you get someone like a Cole Palmer gets out and then bam, he's got the capability of passing that ball into a willing runner. That's what it came down yesterday.
Well, that was literally one
brilliant.
of the only times really in the second half where there seemed a bit of space, didn't
Yeah.
it? What did the Dutch for the last few minutes started maybe thinking they could win it?
Yeah.
They just left that little bit of space and I bet you
Just,
Watkins
yeah.
thought, hey, I'm
Honestly.
gone. You know Parma's going to pick him out.
Yeah.
They
That's
still had
brilliant.
a lot to do
I'm
after
so
that.
glad it didn't go to extra time. I don't think I could have took it.
Strangely
honestly.
enough, not because of saying that when the games get that towards the end, I still then like a bit of extra time. I want a bit more
It's
drama.
funny, it's funny because you kind of get into that lull of,
Yeah.
right, okay.
It's extra
We're
time,
90
we're getting
minutes, we're
ready.
going into... But again, like I say, with the goal and the way the goal came about, I was like, we scored, because I was waiting to... Okay, let's check the VAR. Is it a goal, ain't it a goal? Because even Saka's one, probably with the automated offside, it's probably another one of those really marginal ones. And they never checked it, so I was like, oh, we scored. And then that one a goal. But then this one, the goal took me by surprise because it wasn't just a goal.
And you knew he was onside.
Oh, it was just brilliant.
You were about to go
Brilliant.
on there. I think there was like 4 minutes to go, so I took myself back down into that little room, and then we scored, and I was just like, by myself, and I could hear you all going crazy
Oh, it was
upstairs.
brilliant. It was brilliant.
But, yeah.
Because I think we deserved it on the way the game went. We obviously got a very fortunate penalty. But I think the way we played in the first half, their goal was a fantastic goal, and it just shows as well, if you do get it wrong, if Declan coming towards, and then the ball not quite keeping the ball and it's moving out, how you can be punished. You know what I mean? But I thought that the strike was very good. It came round the side of a player, so I think Jordan would have seen it late, and that's why he probably couldn't get back. He hit it clean.
Yeah.
And you're thinking, oh my God, we've been punished for that.
I think all of us probably will agree. Gareth's not going to drop Harry. We probably wouldn't even say that he should drop Harry. But in your careers, that moment where a player that's become like the figurehead, the talisman, the most important player, but you can see his just performance levels aren't quite, and then it becomes a little bit awkward for the players, bit awkward for him, a bit awkward for the manager, where you're in that position where everyone knows what you're thinking. Have you been in positions like that where you've sort of seen, like, I mean, obviously you were left out in Euro 20, in the Euros.
The whole Euros for me.
Yeah, but when you came on against Spain, Joe, you done the job for us.
Yeah, but I'm
Against
saying you were
Spain-
left out. But my point is that players who are sort of in like that figurehead, and it becomes big news if you let them out. But then there's all that background noise now.
I don't
Will he
think-
play Kane? Will he leave
Well, he
him
will
out?
play Kane. And the
He
thing
will, he will.
With Harry is that whatever we say, and however fortunate the penalty was, I still want Harry Kane on the pitch taking that penalty. I'd like to see Harry Kane playing a little bit more of that number 9 role where he's being a bit more of a nuisance. He's not running there and there anymore. I'd like him to stay in a position where we can hit him, but at the same time, we now know that we've got someone who can come on and stretch. This is why Ollie Watkins is in the squad. This is why, because, you know, and what was really good about it is when he spoke about, you know, I've waited for my opportunities. It's been a long journey for me. And he's waiting for his opportunity, like you saying, Roy, about people who are looking and waiting and coming on and doing it.
Yeah.
This is what Gareth has got them all believing.
And Ivan Toney's done that as well in a different. It might be Ivan Toney
Every
against
concert.
Spain.
But
Every
remember,
concert.
remember
Trent.
just think of the quality of these players that we're just talking about coming off the bench for Gareth. Nice problems for Gareth to have Kane, brilliant goal scorer, leading goal scorer for England, whatever. Fantastic. Like, what are we gonna? You got Watkins, who's had an amazing season at Villa, been this top man there. The goals he's got, the assists he's got. You've got Palmer, who's been amazing at Chelsea. Tony's the main man at Brentford. I know he's had a tough time with the suspension. And these are coming off the bench with a good mindset. They're not coming off. They're the star men at their clubs.
Yeah.
So for them mindset to come onto a game and go, I'm going to have an impact, like it's a dream for a manager now.
Yeah.
It's a dream.
Just because he's got it going.
Oh, the options are coming off the, especially if they're turning up and they're going, and they're not walking on the pitch going, oh, I'm pissed off. They're like, no.
Yeah,
He said last night, he went, I'm coming. I'm going to score. You heard his interview
said it
after.
with Cole,
You mentioned that, Righty, before
Yeah.
people go, oh, you can't give a player 10 minutes. No, you can.
You can.
Players go, I just want one chance.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even a chance.
The mindset, didn't you hear when he said to Cole, you were going to set me up, and I'm going to.
I like
He's put it in the universe. He's made that happen.
But maybe
he's manifested it.
Maybe everyone says that when they're coming on. Yeah.
No, but he's genuinely, and he's done it, Roy.
But
Because he's coming on with a different
international football,
attitude.
I always think like club football is about your consistency. I've always said this about your form. I always think international football is being ready for when you get that moment.
yeah.
I always think that if you look back on your international careers, you'll always think about them certain moments. And I think when the lads do everything right, have good club seasons, have good attitude, you're ready for that moment. And he was so ready, and it was so great to see him get. He got player of the match, didn't he?
Yeah,
I just think they've been around the hotel watching the games and ready and training properly and being good, decent pros, I'm sure. And you're like, they're like, again, like they must be looking at Gareth, just get me on.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes you see coaches like trying to give them instructions. You're fucking
Yes, just
let
get
me
me
on
on.
there. I know the
Yeah.
game. Put me on. And when these lads came on last night, you watch them play, you go, you just have that feeling they're going to do something.
It does make you feel as well, Gal, when you're on there. You know what I mean? You are gonna your game should raise your standards anyway because you know what's coming. Because now you look at it, you feel Ollie Watkins at some stage, whatever's going on now, has to come on. Yeah. He's put himself in a position where he has to come on.
I think against Spain, let's say Spain are deep with 10, 15 minutes to go and we're getting crosses in the box. It might be that because
Ivan Toney.
That's what I'm saying. Because the Dutch were probably a little bit. You know, Van Dijk and De Vrij probably wouldn't want it to play against Watkins, and actually they were pressing us back a little bit. So there was a bit of a. I think on Sunday maybe it's Toney.
Yeah.
You know, because he was in the previous game in Slovakia.
He's the one who headed it back.
Yeah.
But Nev, we've said it many times before. When you're a defender, and just say the game is strange enough, it was only stretched for the last few minutes, and strikers. And I played centre half a number of times. If someone's playing in front, I found it not bad. But we've always said if people are running off the back, you'll be all right. And it's late in the game, you're like. And the defender for the goal last night, he just had a little. He's just having a breather at the wrong time. He just need to be tied up. You can be very critical of that. But
It wasn't even a half chance, was it? I mean, you wouldn't. It wasn't a half chance, was it? Really?
If you drew a line from where he hit the ball, that was literally the only place. I was like,
It's
he's
just
not
brilliant.
going to
But
get
this is
it.
why,
behind the shot.
as well, the movement, to run into the area and like the touch to keep it away. Remember the goalkeeper, this is what you have to think. The goalkeeper, everyone is trying to think, right, if you watch that, when you watch it again, go, he makes 2 steps like this because you're told, hit it across the keeper. Hopefully it goes through his legs. If it goes through the keeper, even if he saves it, it goes out there, someone might have a tap in. But Ollie Watkins in that moment done everything right. Because if he does that and he does save it, you think, yes, Ollie, that's what we want. And I don't think none of those Dutch defenders had any of that. I don't think he was ready for it. He wasn't expecting out Ollie Watkins. It was absolutely top-class centre-forward play.
Caught him by surprise.
And maybe they'd be part of it the last few minutes ago. They'd be getting ready for extra time.
Yes, he's in his mind a defender, probably.
Gareth's subs have worked a treat in this tournament so far, particularly in these last 2 or 3 games. What are the best subs that you've ever seen made?
Like the players are the decisions regarding.
No, the decisions about bringing subs on and the impact they've had on a game. I'll start with one. I'll say Götze came on in 2004
the World Cup.
in the World Cup.
Gareth
Bale.
Champions League.
Ollie and Teddy,
Ollie.
obviously.
Ollie.
Ollie and Teddy.
But Ollie, obviously,
Chloe Kelly.
Chloe Kelly.
There was loads of times Ollie came on in other games.
Yeah.
And always was up to speed with the game. That's what I liked about Ollie.
Yeah.
And dealing with that disappointment, having that right mindset. And again, Ollie, players watching the game properly. You see subs on the bench. You see them, they've got cups of tea and they've got towels on their neck. Like this. No, they do, and you're like, fucking watch the game.
Then you see the ones who are looking
they're
that.
ready.
You know what? I think that was a really underrated shout there, Gal. Götze. Götze's coming on, and scoring the winning goal against Argentina. That is just like Götze from Germany.
Götze, yeah.
Unbelievable. Like I was thinking, my God, how must he feel?
And remembering our Euros, the substitutions were so important. Like Alessia Russo came on every single game. She would score. And then it reminds us of kind of then you shout, should they start the next game because there's a striker coming on. But Ellen did such a good job, run them down for 60, 65 minutes, and then to have that option. So the subs are so important, and we used to say it all the time. We didn't call them subs; it would be the finishers, the starters, and the finishers, because they're important.
You have to have that mindset as that
bomb
player.
squad.
Yeah.
Remember when you were bomb squad over
That's
here?
probably what Roy called
Yeah,
them.
but listen, I think that what you've seen, you talk about it there, Jill, like even the women's and now how important it is for the substitutes and for the manager to know I'm going to depend on this 11, but I know that they're coming in, and the 11 know, that, you know what, it's not quite worked for us, but they will come on and do something for us.
They've got to feel appreciated, though, don't they? I think, especially in a tournament.
You have to feel like you've got a chance.
You can't feel like
you've got a chance of coming on.
You can't feel like you're just being left.
These players have been going for what, 11 months? So they're starting 11. These guys who have been starting regularly. It's going to be hard work. And a lot of late goals and obviously extra time. That's the bench use. Right attitude would make a huge difference.
Let's talk about Gareth. One, how he'll be feeling, the job he's done, but also what is next for Gareth Southgate after Sunday, win or lose? What does Gareth do after Sunday? Is it a different decision if he wins and a different decision if he loses?
Not for me. No, because like when
I think it is.
Yeah?
You think so? Right? I tell you why I don't feel it is for me, and it only comes down to what he wants to do. But like, I would not move Gareth on because a natural replacement doesn't come straight to mind. What he's done for the team and the country, everything what he's done with that squad up to this point. Why are we trying to bring something else in? Why are we even thinking about that when it's not there? It's not naturally there.
I think he's definitely earned the right for it to be his own decision.
Oh, yeah,
definitely. And will he want to move on? I don't know. Will you?
Is the World Cup a big temptation? Maybe because it's in. Is that? Or should that not be? Should that not come into it?
Do you know, my feeling is that I just look at it. He looks a little more. I mean, he looks fresher now. A week or two ago, though, he looked a little bit
pounded.
A little bit pounded, a little bit like he was just getting tired a little bit of it. A little bit like I've seen this. I know how this ends type thing, and I just wonder whether whatever happens Sunday, he just thinks if I go out, I just wonder whether that's in his mind.
I think if he does that, Gal, it probably is for his sake. It's probably the best way because you cannot fault him, especially if we win. If he stays on, like I'm saying, he could stay on because we haven't got a natural replacement. No one comes to mind. But like, if I was Gareth and you win it, you think to yourself, do I really need to go through all that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're talking about the first couple of games when, excuse me, first couple of games, we're still top of it, and people want Gareth out.
I think you're something. Gareth will have hurt Gareth because I think what he'll have want is respect from the fans. Will be very important to him, I would imagine, in the sense that. Deschamps been there feels like 10 years.
12
Joachim Löw was there for like donkey's years. Yeah. There's no reason for England, for us to say, why would we change this manager? Why don't we give him a 6-year deal and say, look, he's our manager for the next 10 years. He's young. The players like him. He's got a young squad. But there is an element of, that he was teetering on the brink 10 days ago. Even after all he's done, he was teetering on the brink. I wonder whether he thinks, do I want to put myself through what I know is coming at some point, you know what I mean?
It's his energy levels. It's his energy, his family. All got to come into it.
It's like when Klopp said it, isn't it? Klopp said, he's been in that job a long time, but I do think if you speak about 10 days ago, he's done an incredible job to turn it around in terms of performances and where we are now. But I just think if he makes that decision on his own accord, he definitely deserves that. Go away, have a holiday with the family. And just, imagine going out, Euro winner for him.
His family.
The daft thing is, though, I don't think he'll be afforded that luxury because England obviously will be starting again probably in another 6 to 8 weeks after the tournament. The new manager would have to get his feet under the table. They'd have to pick the squad. It doesn't really... The reason that... So what happened before the Euro 96 is that England, because it was political, but Terry Venables was effectively sacked before the Euros, and Glenn Hoddle was appointed so that he could come in after the tournament. Now, it just didn't work, because obviously Terry did so well, a lot better than everyone expected. The players loved him. It's like, right, what have we done? Now, Gareth will have to make a quick decision, I think, in terms of just making sure they can... He might have already made it.
Yeah, he's probably already made it.
Would you want to be England manager?
No.
That's the award.
You know something? It's I think when you look at how Gareth,
at all. I
remember
don't
we
really
were
mind.
speaking about Gareth.
Would you?
In some of these interviews, Roy, what we've seen him when you look at Gareth, and there was times where you think, man, this guy looks like he's done.
Yeah, I thought he was done a couple of weeks
You know
ago.
what I mean? He looks like he's done, and I felt, and you do feel for him, and it's only Gareth is going to be able to explain to his. Can you imagine having to explain to his family? Because again, we don't know what his family's been through. All of this, what he's gone through.
Yeah.
No one could tell me that his family would say, "Yeah, go again."
But just think if he does win it, they win it.
Oh,
Just to step back
Just
and go,
amazing. Yeah.
I've ran my race now with this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing going to beat that feeling, is there?
Jeez.
Really?
Oh, I just love it for him.
My
I love it
goodness,
for him.
Gareth.
If
Look,
England win it.
we've said it many times. We've all worked with him. We know him. I think what he's done the last few weeks, but since he's got the job, particularly the last few weeks, I think his personality has really helped. He's been calm, hasn't he?
he's
He's
very
been
calm.
cool. But people have been. That's what people have been critical of him a little bit. He's a bit subdued. He's a bit.
He's reserved, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think that worked for him. That's worked for him. He stayed
Yeah,
calm, and
yeah.
everyone.
If you look at two managers on Sunday, De La Fuente wasn't popular when he was announced the manager of Spain, and he came through a youth background. You know, the Spanish youth teams or younger teams. Gareth come through exactly the same. There was no love for Gareth when he first got the job at all. It was like, here we go, we're done now.
Yeah.
You just wonder about international football and think about what is. Do you think it's a completely different demand of international football than it is at club football in terms of what we see as success? It's completely
When you look at
different.
Gary, when you look at Garrett's CV, he's not managed that many games. Like he's been in England England manager, but he's actually managed with England 101 matches.
109,
Yeah, he got his
So
100th
if you look at that, you go,
cap, didn't he?
that's in terms of international experience of other managers, that's nothing.
Yeah.
He's done 21s obviously before.
Yeah,
that.
no, he's done the 20. And obviously, he's done Middlesbrough, but he's not managed 800 matches. You go,
No.
he's got vast
And
experience.
remember, it was the under 21s. Remember what happened with Sam Allardyce, and all of a sudden it was like, oh, do you want? And then they said, right, Gareth, can you come in and take this for a while, for a couple of games? Was it 4 games? I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
And then
But you're
after,
all right, he's sorry to interrupt.
No,
But that's a good time as up for manager. There was no expectations. That's the other side of it.
I like the way that he was. He said, I need to think about it. Even when he done well in those little games, that was what I liked about Gareth.
He'll have been worried about the impact on his life, his family, where it left him, because he's seen England managers destroyed.
Yes.
He has seen them destroyed, and usually it doesn't end well. And normally after it doesn't end well, it normally doesn't go well after that either.
Yeah.
It signals the end. It's a brutal. I mean, I've called it before. It's more than just losing your job. It's annihilation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
It's an annihilation of your personality, of your character. You're rubbished. You're ridiculed. You're like.
But one way or the other, whatever happens on Sunday, he decides to leave, then nobody can be too critical of him. Okay, well, obviously, he's trying to get hands on a trophy. That's the dream for every manager, for every country, particularly at international level. But even if they didn't win, you walk away. If he's had enough, you go, you know what, Gareth, well done, you've done an amazing job.
Yeah.
And again, it's off the field stuff, isn't it? I'm sure Gareth has to deal with all sorts of demands on him.
Yeah.
And
What's a
he's-
big difference, do you think, as an international manager? Because you don't get that much time with the team, do you? Like, in terms of club, you're on the grass every single day. And do you think that's why he's been so good? Because he's definitely created a
I think he's a
culture,
thinker.
hasn't he,
He's a thinker.
around them?
The everyday of the management.
Oh, yeah,
can be
that's
something.
demands.
Yeah, I can't imagine the demand. Like I said, at the level of that.
And he's working with brilliant players.
Brilliant players. You know what I mean?
And he's
It's
the players he's got.
They're top players.
They're
They're
top
top
players.
players.
But you've got to manage them as well. Top people say, Pep, you've got to manage these players. There's a bit of ego, and that's where his management skills has come into it.
You're the only one who's prepared for an international final here. Did you do anything different, and did the coaching staff do anything different in the build-up to that game compared to the build-up to the other games in the tournament?
No, not at all. You know what? I remember the night before we stayed at Tottenham's training ground, and all night the curtains just kept opening and closing, opening and closing. I don't know, but I knew
Somebody there.
Well, Gary outside. No, but I remember getting up the next morning and I wasn't starting the game, and I thought, I'm not going to mention it because I didn't want to mess with anybody's
Des, I love you.
preparation. But it had happened to a lot of the girls.
Well, Jill,
Like,
seriously,
so
what
hardly.
What was it?
So I helped you win the game, you think?
No, I'm
All
not
right.
saying that. I was just trying to paint a
Were they
picture.
electric curtains, you mean?
Yeah, electric, and they just kept opening and closing.
But Jill,
so
when
people didn't have a
when
good
you won the
sleep.
semis,
Yeah.
and then obviously that evening and then the next day you wake up. What's it like?
You don't drink tea, do you?
What's it like the next day? Like everybody, when we're playing the final on the weekend. What's the vibes like? What's the energy like?
I think just so happy, and I remember in that tournament, everybody was just doing their job. We're winning, we're getting these big wins, and you know when I go back to something's happening, and I thought, oh, we're going to have a conversation at some point, like a big speech about this is a final. But Serena was so good at like it's just another game. We didn't speak about after if we won or anything like that, and well, honestly, we just enjoyed the whole thing. I remember getting the coach into Wembley. And there's just kids and we were going. I remember going to the girls. Oh look, like 2 of them's got your name on the back of the shirt, and we're just honestly, we're just enjoyed the whole day.
But it's amazing that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, we really did. We really did.
You know, when there's so much at stake, you enjoyed all of it.
Yeah, because I think that particular final. You know what? I remember saying, look, we've given the nation a final. Look at all these people going to the game. Let's just go out there. And I just knew we were going to win.
And what about you, Joe? Because you knew this was it. You was retiring after this. Is that what made you relax more and enjoy it and take it in a bit more?
I felt like I still kicked every single ball, even though I didn't come on till I played about 10 minutes and then I played extra time. Lost my head a little bit because I swore at a player.
Yeah, right.
That's where you said, fuck you, you fucking prick.
Yeah, I did say that.
It's not like you to swear.
I know. But it was just, it meant everything. But yeah, in terms of enjoying that, I hope the lads can be like, look, there's no pressure on them. Obviously, the nation, we all want them to win and everything, but they've done so well to get to a final, playing against Spain. Spain will be favourites, right? So I just hope they can enjoy it. But yeah, did you not get to enjoy any finals or... No, never enjoyed it.
The only time I enjoyed football matches if I knew, like, with 10 minutes to go,
Yeah,
3-0 up, and you could play.
Yeah.
And you come
Not before the game.
I didn't enjoy any game of football that I played in until I knew
Did
that
you
we'd
not?
won. No.
It was done, yeah.
Oh,
Just, it felt like it was.
I feel like I hear what you're saying, Gav. You know what I mean?
it's sad in a way.
It is sad.
You know, because if you adopt that
amazing you
mentality,
could enjoy it.
Yeah, you feel like, oh, it's because I relaxed in that game, and you've started to think about, oh, I scored a goal, everyone's going to be so happy. Fuck, they're scoring for, oh, it's 3-1, oh, it's 3-2, oh, fucking hell, what are we doing? You never relax until it's like you start saying, ref,
relief,
come on,
isn't
ref,
it?
Jesus, that's it, surely.
After big games, to me, it was just relief, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Relief's an important word, by the way, that was used by Gareth in the build-up to the game last night in terms of the players have just relaxed a bit because they're relieved. They're not going to get hammered and they're not going to go out with public embarrassment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how my career felt was a little bit. I suppose that's a lot of England players' careers where I didn't feel pressure with England when I played by it. I mean,
Not relief.
I didn't. This fear factor of wearing the England shirt that I refer to, I know it was there. I know it was there for lads, but I genuinely didn't feel it personally. I genuinely never felt it personally when I was in tournaments, but I know it existed within the group. I know there were lads that were worried about what the newspapers were saying or what.
Do you think that's anything to do with the fact that Man United is so big and you have to deal with that kind of like pressure on a daily basis at United?
I don't, because there were United players, to be fair, who I think had gotten a lot of criticism out of playing for England. You know, Rooney, obviously, Beckham, my brother, after tournaments. So I think there was that sort of general sort of fear, but I don't think I felt that fear when I was playing for England. But it was never... I didn't feel like it was an enjoyable experience as it should have been. You know, United, to be fair, I never felt like I walked into the tunnel going out to the pitch, oh, I might really enjoy this. I felt like, it was really enjoyable. I went out there thinking really sort of focused. No, really focused.
I wasn't saying we were like bouncing out.
No, but you don't walk out, do you? You don't. You go out thinking, right, who am I playing against? You know, what my first pass, my first tackle.
Smiling wasn't allowed in the dressing room, was it? Someone was smiling. Going, you concentrate.
It's
what are you smiling
What are you smiling about?
Smiling was overrated.
Do your jobs. Tony Adams. You know, when people would do that, you know, when they come on, just shut your mouths, do your jobs. When you get across there, all this shouting.
I think it has changed a bit though, because we'd have some people just like relaxing, dancing, some people focused, everyone doing their own thing, and I think it was like that respective. I'm trying to have an image of you preparing like that and him dancing in the corner, but everyone respected whatever your preparation was. Yeah. It doesn't mean just because you're laughing and joking.
Different personality. We'd have Yorkie and Ronaldo. Don't get me wrong, these guys would be having a bit of banter, of course. Like, you know, I'll just sit, and I would be jealous. I used to see Yorkie and
just chilling.
And they just have the ball, and I'd be like, I wish I could. Well, first of all, I wish I could do that skill. But I'd be like, I wish I could be. But obviously, they have different backgrounds. Yorkie quite laid back.
Yeah. It's like Dave Seaman. I've never seen anybody that calm. Dave Seaman, honestly, Roy, it's like it really does make you feel good.
Was he
over-
acting or he was?
No. He's just calm. He's just an old Yorkshire fisherman. You know what I mean? He's just an old fisherman. Found himself in goal. You know what I mean? Just really calm. You look over at him and the most he'll do is go like that to you. Most he'll do is give you a wink or just like, this is why.
What was Merson on it? What were you like? Parlour? Were they
You know
like
something?
music on?
You know, maybe because the music got kind of introduced afterwards, so you'd listen to the music and that. I was always I was quite nervous. I was always quite nervous because I didn't want to get the first touch wrong. Didn't want to, and plus, like I say with George Graham, I always felt like he's not. I don't even need to do anything wrong for him to come. So I'm just thinking, right, make sure, because if you start the game and I haven't made 2-3 runs stretching and that, he starts instantly. He instantly starts. So I was always nervous, getting ready, but I wasn't fearful. I wasn't scared. I was
nice
nervous.
nerve. It gives you a bit of energy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That kind, those nice butterflies in your stomach. And then if you score in the first couple of minutes, it's even better. You know what I mean? You feel even better.
I wasn't nervous, but I appeared nervous.
You looked it, girl.
No, so it's like, I always remember, I had to feel sharp, right? So I'd like be walking across the change room, and I'd do a quick...
I can imagine that.
I'd do a quick one of them, you know what I mean? Or I'd go... You know what I mean? I say, to feel like I'm like...
ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready, I'm bouncing. It appears then that you're a little bit like on edge, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Do that again.
Yeah,
Do what?
nice one, gal. I can see you as well,
And then
gal. You was always
shit.
like- that's why I remember like Gal, when we was at the corners, that's why you could do that. I could be here and Gary be there and I go like that and Gary go, ooh. He was on that edge, man. I still love the nerves.
You're on the
There's
edge
something
of
about
glory.
the nerves. I love
You'd
the
be worried
nerves.
if you were too relaxed.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Now here's a chance to win a massive jackpot with our ITV Picks competition. It's easy to enter. You can download the ITV Picks app or go to itv.com/picks and make your picks from the selected matches. Entries are free and you must be 18 or over to enter. The app is available on iOS and Android devices and you can only enter once per match. Entries close at kick-off. So our ITV Picks section, and we're going to go into a little bit more depth.
Right.
We're going to pick goal scorers and we're going to pick the scores and who's going to win, obviously. You've gone Spain. I've gone England.
I'm
England.
going England, obviously.
Based on what? Based on what's
Based
your
on-
reasons
you know
for
what?
winning?
I can't just say, go on, Jill, go
No,
first.
go on.
Ladies first.
No,
go on.
you go
No,
first.
not just because of the fact that we're getting a lot of good fortune. I just feel we have got better in it, and I think that Spain will give us more of an opportunity to play. And I feel that this might be the time for someone like Harry to take that chance. I just feel that for us to get to this point, like Roy says, we're going to have to play really well. And if we played like we played up to this point, it's not going to happen for us. But I just do believe that we've got the capability, because they may take us for granted with what they do, and we will punish them.
Yeah.
And I'm going purely on that, and the capabilities of the players, Foden,
Yeah.
Bellingham, Kane,
Off the
Matchman
bench,
and Saka,
yeah.
off
Yeah.
the bench.
I'm just so encouraged by that first half against Netherlands, and I think we're definitely gaining momentum as the tournament's gone on. So I do agree with Roy. I think Spain probably do need to have a bit of an off day, and we need to have a very good day. But I don't know. I just feel like we can win
That's your
this
gut
Euros.
feeling, yeah.
I've just got a feeling. I just want to, like, I thought we'd beat Netherlands in 90 minutes, and I don't even think this will go to extra time. I think we're going to do it in 90 minutes.
Does the experience of losing the final, obviously at Wembley against Italy, with the players that have obviously got that experience of what went wrong that day when we sat back a little bit and they just didn't quite get over the line, does that help a little bit for the players and for the manager, that they've experienced this before and they know what they went wrong last time?
Yeah, I suppose it does.
It has to, surely it has to feed into the preparations and what you're going to do, because you're hoping that if we do get into a situation like we did score, when we did score first,
Is this a much stronger England team than them?
I think it is.
But then Spain are much stronger than the
Yeah,
Italians,
yeah.
aren't they?
It's
Yeah.
going to, again, at some stage, if England do start well and it goes well, Gal, it's going to be a sense of bravery that's going to have to be shown, simply because Spain will not relent. They will do what they do. And then we're going to have to be brave enough to say, we'll deal with that and still try and go, instead of, like, what we've done is back off and try to keep something.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
The bench again, though, the benches. We go back to Gareth's got great options.
Before we pick the scores, How many English players would get into the Spanish team? Goalkeeper. Would Pickford get in?
No, I don't. You know what? At international level, I'd probably keep the Spain keeper, but Pickford's in and around there. I'd go Pickford.
He's in and around there.
Yeah, I'd go Pickford. I'd go
in and
Pickford.
around Pickford
Yeah, I'd go Pickford.
Would you go Pickford?
At international level, I'd go
I don't
Pickford.
think so. But then again, probably not much in it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's a Mackham.
Carvajal or Walker?
Walker.
Walker, Carvajal. Roy, Walker, Carvajal, Walker.
Just about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Walker.
Walker.
Just about.
Lenormand or
Gahey.
Stones? I go Stones.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, this is not looking good for Spain.
I'd go Stones, would you? Laporte or Gay?
Gahey's had a great tournament, by the way. On form this tournament.
I'd stick with the left foot of Laporte, I think.
Better balance,
Yeah. Left back Cucurella or Trippier? I think we'd have to go Cucurella.
Cucurella, yeah.
Because of how he's played in
Well,
this
yeah, but
tournament.
can't we say Cucurella or Shaw?
No, because I think who's played for England in this tournament, I think we'd have to say Cucurella.
Jesus Christ.
Midfield, Rodri, Fabian Ruiz, Mainu, Rice.
Rodri has to.
Rodri has to be
he's
in.
there.
I think both the Spanish players on form in this tournament have to stay in. I mean, I love both. I love the English ones, but
I'd like to see Rodri with Rice. I'll put Rice in. But I like Fabian Ruiz.
Sounds like a
you love
paella
him.
dish.
I do love Fabian Ruiz.
Rodri, Fabian Ruiz over Mainu and Rice.
I don't know.
Spanish boys.
And that's
Yeah,
probably-
I
you
think
probably have
so.
to go.
You'd have to go to the Spanish side.
Well,
You probably
Foden
would,
in
but
there,
I'm going
and
very
then
reluctantly.
We're coming to that
Rice.
next.
I'm going
Foden,
Rice.
Belling,
You're
Foden,
obsessed with Ford and he's obsessed with Rice. Saka.
I love Rice.
Foden, Saka and Foden.
See, over Williams and Yamal.
Williams and
No
Yamal.
problem. I'm not getting involved in this. Fuck that. No chance.
keeping
I'm
on with
leaving
that
it.
one.
Yeah, I'm staying out of that one.
Don't come to me with that.
Jesus
Doesn't
Christ.
matter how many of us get in their team.
Oh my God, we can't ball it the minute it gets a little bit
Yes,
difficult.
you can. Yes, you can. It's hypothetical. No
Phil
way.
has to be in there. Just the way he
Over who?
plays.
I'd have Ford in there. I definitely
Over who? Over
Give me a
Williams?
second.
Because that's what it's over the wingers, isn't it? It's the wingers.
Yeah, I know that.
I'm going Foden.
Yeah, I'll have Ford
Yeah.
in there.
I'm sorry.
And then we're keeping the Wonder Kid in. Yamal in.
What age
Yeah,
is he?
you have to.
How old is he again? He's 16, isn't he?
16.
Hang on, Foden's in. Foden's in. We've got 3v1.
Okay, fine. Look,
Foden's
so Foden's
in.
in, but Williams is arguably one of the players of the team.
He's amazing.
Okay, yeah,
He's
fine.
amazing.
Okay, go on.
Saka.
I'm
Oh,
sorry,
Yamal.
I'm not taking anyone over Saka.
Yamal.
I'm sorry.
He's
You
in
lot
that
can do
goal
what you
the
want.
other day.
No, not his agent.
Saka. Oh, Yamal.
The way
Yamal.
Saka's played for England in this tournament, I know that he's done well for his country. I'm not putting Saka.
Yeah,
I'm
maybe
not
it's
no one
not
over
that.
Saka.
Can we
Right,
play
sorry,
both of them?
Okay, we'll just stay with Saka. And then Bellingham or Olmo.
Olmo. Jesus, I'd probably go with Bellingham.
Bellingham, yeah,
He's big,
maybe,
yeah. I'd probably go with Bells.
Well, I think what we've just proved is it's going to be a
And-
fantastic game.
Morata and Kane.
Come on, man. Don't make no chance, Morata.
I think we'll go Kane. Yeah.
Jesus.
So how many players have we got in that?
I don't
5
care.
and 5.
I don't
half
care.
and half,
That
innit?
was really hard
About
work.
that.
That was.
Anyway, what scores are we going for Sunday? That was the combined 11,
You know
which we
something?
didn't even ask for.
What's the most popular score? I've told you.
2-1.
2-1 to England
It was
or
2-1.
Spain?
2-1 Spain.
2-1 Spain.
3-2 England.
I told you it's the most popular scoreline.
Oh, I've just said I don't think it's going to go extra time, but I think 2-2.
Fucking hell.
That means
Yeah, I know.
And England win
Thank
next time?
you.
England win next time. 3.
Would you
On
like extra time? Would
penalties.
you be able to
England,
deal with the stress?
England win on
No,
penalties.
not in this. Not in the final.
Well, not too
like
fair. If you
last
said
time.
now, would we take extra time? I'd say yeah. Of course you
Yeah.
would.
When you look at our penalty takers, of course.
Of course you would, you
We
would.
get them. If we get them to extra time and penalty, we'll win.
We'll beat them on penalties.
2-1 England. So 2-1 Spain, 2-1 England, 3-2 England, 2-2.
2-2 England win on penalties.
Wow.
Yeah.
I always got, at some stage I always say 3-2.
You do. You like that
Do
one.
you think if England win it, we'll see any international retirements?
From who?
England.
Yeah, but which player?
No, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think any players near the end, are there?
Manu.
Tommy Ian?
Manu. He's on a high, isn't it?
No,
You know
but I'm
what?
just
Can you
thinking.
imagine if you'd done that? Mate, you know what? What more am I going to do? I'm out.
I've
I'm
got
done.
6 caps.
I've
I've
got
done
6
enough.
caps
No,
and
but
a
I'm just
trophy.
thinking if they win it, how old's Kyle Walker now?
Oh, yeah, Kyle, maybe he's the one that's
If
he'd
they
carry
win
on,
it,
though, wouldn't he? He'd
I'm
carry on.
thinking,
He'd get
yeah.
100 caps, wouldn't you? He'd carry on from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
top.
The World
yeah.
Cup's a big incentive,
Yeah.
isn't it? See,
Yeah.
obviously, especially.
No,
in the
Joe, you
States.
can't.
You like to wrap that as
go.
the ITV Picks section.
OK, so that was the ITV Picks section. done with great discipline
Thank you,
and
Gav.
order.
Adults.
Gal, what's happening?
I think we're there.
Are we done?
I think we're there.
Wow, that's the last one then, huh? For real?
It feels like
apologising for
just
me.
at the end of a long season.
Yeah.
Last little lap. Beautiful that England
know
are in the
something?
end of a tournament.
Yep.
You know what? I'm so excited now because you can feel.
We're in the stadium Sunday.
Yeah, I'm
We're in the
looking forward to
stadium.
that.
Exactly.
I'm wearing a suit. I'm gonna wear a suit, Roy, just to let you know.
wear a
now.
suit?
I am wearing
England
a
in a
suit.
final on Sunday.
Because they're in a
gonna be
final. and
scorching.
It's not gonna. I'm gonna wear.
You're gonna have to be
a linen
smart.
suit or something. I'm gonna wear a suit.
Oh, well, guys, it's
Well
been
done.
good.
It's been emotional.
Well done, well done.
Gary, come on, let's get involved.
Oh, one
Yeah,
second,
but you
one
said
second.
we're back at 2 o'clock. They might not have been on the road.
they
You
went
just
back
asked
out,
whether
yeah,
back,
no.
yeah.
Sneaking
Do you want to go in the middle for a change?
I loved it. So I didn't just say quiet on that one.
Are we on? Is there hands around these things, right?
On a timer.
I'm very good.